Welcome back to another video, guys. My name is Darrel, and today we're going to talk all about WordPress news. So what's going on in the WordPress community, what's going on with WordPress related topics, etc. Now, one of the interesting stories I recently found and heard about was WordPress Multilingual being hacked by one of their ex-employees. And this guy actually sent out an email to all of the people that had a subscription or was a paying customer for WordPress Multilingual. Now, right here, he kind of just says how I did the same to get myself in a whole lot of trouble. Multilingual came with a bunch of ridiculous security holes, which sounds, despite my efforts to keep everything up to date, allowed the most important of my two sites to be hacked. So it looks like here we kind of have a sour ex-employee that probably was telling management about a security problem and they didn't do anything about it. Now, is that true? Well, I don't know. I really don't know if this person is actually writing a legitimate email, but it sounds like he's very flustered, I guess you can say, right? I mean, to send this email to all of their customers is, he must have been really pissed off, right? And, this also goes to something that I remember growing up is, when you're an employer, you got to treat your employees right. If you don't, I'm telling you, it's going to come and bite you in the ass. It really, truly will. And I don't know if they've been treating this guy bad, but it sounds like he's just very frustrated. So right here, he just says, like, it's a shame that after reasonable price tag and lavish support, things are to go even worse. I emailed them with details about the vulnerability code, and hopefully they'll be able to react quickly enough with an update. Please be warned. Now, this happened just a few days ago, and I saw someone post this in a Facebook group, and I saw it, and I was like, wow, man, like, that's pretty wild, So it looks like one of their ex-employees did hack the website. He put on a page something that was telling people about the code vulnerability, and ultimately he was just pretty pissed off. So that's just, something that happened. We need drama. We all need drama in our lives. That's why we watch drama shows, right? Because we need drama. And it looks like right here, WPML, they addressed it. They said, that this was just an employee that doesn't represent us at all. And it looks like, I don't know, they might go after him if they can or something. But he did send a mass email on their behalf, defaced our purchase page and added a fake blog post. Oh, that is interesting. So he did quite a bit. Now, is there any legal repercussions for this? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if that, it's like, what's the damage there? Was any damage caused? So that's something that, they're going to have to deal with or whatever. But that was just very interesting and something that I saw in the WordPress community. Next is Envato. Now, everyone knows about Envato. And one of their authors was recently kicked off Envato Market. Now, I don't know if they were actually kicked off, but we can say that all of their entire portfolio was gone. So the author, known as Envato, was actually kicked off of Envato Markets, and now you can actually get their theme on their website. Now, this is the Flux Pro theme. They are the authors of it, Envato, and now if you want to get this, the Pro version, you'll have to go to their website. So it is no longer on Envato or themeforest. Let's see right here. Let's see where the link goes. There we go. All right, it takes me back. Now, a really cool thing that the company has done is they've offered 2 months free for this. So if you want, you can go ahead and download it for free. That's the Pro version. Personally, do I like this theme? I tried it myself and I did not like it whatsoever. I mean, it comes with these themes today just come off more as bundle packs than actual themes. I mean, the theme comes with like 37 plugins or something like that. 37 plugins to run optimally. I mean, it's, you don't need that many plugins, and they're just giving out a lot of other stuff. They do have some very nice demos. I will say that their demos are pretty nice, but I did use the theme and I just ran into just constant like string errors and compatibility problems. And while the demos are great, the biggest issue is that when you have that many plugins, you know how easy it is to have conflict with other plugins? It's pretty simple. So they shouldn't really offer 37 or 40 plugins or whatever they're offering with their theme, because to me, they're not really confident in their product. That's what I see when they're offering so many upsells. They're saying, oh, you get all these plugins, you get this, you get that. It's like, I don't care. I just want a good theme. That's it, And their theme ultimately, I think does need work, but ultimately it's not a bad theme. It's really not. I mean, if I had a client who wanted to use it, I'd say, yeah, sure, fine, that's cool. It is somewhat nice, but I just prefer not to use it. So they are off Envato Market. So if you want to go ahead and download the Flux Pro theme, you can go ahead and go to their website. I am not an affiliate for them. I never signed up. I used their product and I just said, you know what? I just don't think I can promote this. And that was basically the end of it. So yeah, just letting you guys know that the author was on, or he's off the website. So, you know, if you want to support him, go ahead, you know, go support him, you know. Now, another thing is that WordPress.com is announcing a partnership with Google. Now, I am 110% against this, and I'll explain why in just a little bit. So right here, you can see that WordPress.com is sort of combining with Google and an attempt to sort of distribute more news on their platform. Now, let's be very honest right here. Have any of you watched the news lately? I stopped watching the news probably maybe 6 months ago because it turned out to be just extremely toxic, propaganda, political driven, racial driven, and I'm like, look, I don't want to talk about this. It's toxic, right? And now when you go to WordPress.com and you go to your dashboard, you're going to be bombarded with propaganda like, oh, you got to vote for this person, you got to go for that person, this person's racist, that person's racist. And it's like, I just want to work. I just want to make websites. So I feel that this is a very bad attempt for WordPress to kind of push their agenda on their customers. And I think you're going to see the whiplash. You know, I mean, the election showed it. I mean, Trump clearly won. I mean, everyone hated him, but he still won because the media just really pushed their agenda and everyone's like, I don't like that, you know, stop that. So I do think that this is somewhat of a bad idea because I myself have stopped watching news. I stopped watching television because whenever you watch something, there's always an agenda behind it. And with this right here, there is definitely an agenda behind it. I mean, why would they allow only news media outlets with this sort of partnership with WordPress.com? And I guarantee you, if they show anything that, you know, any media outlet, you know it's going to be biased. You know it's going to be extremely biased. So that's what I'm like, ugh, you know, no thank you. So while they are making this partnership with Google, I don't think it's something that I would want to use. And if you are using WordPress.com, I recommend going to WordPress.org. You know, sign up with SiteGround.com, watch one of my videos, and do it the right way. Don't use WordPress.com. You know, so sorry if you're a WordPress.com lover. I just don't agree with some of the things they do sometimes. Next is, now I will say that is something really cool. In fact, I did make a video about this specifically, and in my video, you can go to my channel. Actually, I'll go ahead and go to my channel really quickly right here. We talked about the, I talked about WordPress and Mullenweg, and I says Matt Mullenweg needs to address the situation of him handling these big decisions. So I'll put Darrel Wilson and then Gutenberg. I just bought Terminator, by the way, so that's why you saw those movies down there on my thing. I bought Terminator 2, man. It was a great movie. I love it. Let's see here. It is. Oh, there's my boy. Let's see right here. There it is. This right here. So in this video right here, specifically, I made this in December. Now, I specifically said that Matt Mullenweg and his team of developers should not be making these decisions because, quite frankly, these decisions are too big for them to make. You know, because WordPress controls 1/3 of the internet, and him and his few developers are making these decisions. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. And what really got to me was every developer out there said, don't do this. And they still did it anyways. And to me, that was reckless and dangerous and just immature. I'm like, you can't do that, especially when you control that much of the internet. Granted that Gutenberg was a good idea. The fact is that maybe they'll have another good idea that isn't a good idea, and it'll actually be very detrimental to WordPress. So the WordPress governance program sort of kind of tries to, it's an attempt to sort of fix that where, now, I hope this isn't just PR talk where they just say, oh, we get everyone's opinion, blah, 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 and they don't get anyone's opinion. I really hope it's not that because Matt Mullenweg did that last time where he would get everyone's opinion, everyone said no, and he did it anyways. So I'm really hoping that this is an honest attempt by him to actually do something that would actually get the community more involved. So right here, you can see that, you know, that they're basically saying that we're going to get more of people's information from GitHub to see, you know, if we do make these decisions, if they're good. They talk about who's in charge. They're saying, you know, contributors, committers, etc. So this project is like very in beta. I mean, they're just barely talking about it, but I do think that this was a great idea by Matt Mullenweg. Because I myself said, you know, him and his few developers cannot make these decisions. It's too big. You know, for example, you look at Amazon, you look at Google, any public company, they're owned by shareholders, and shareholders kind of decide what direction the company should go to. WordPress.org and WordPress.com are not public. What that means is they have full decision of whatever goes on. Now, the problem with that is that they control 1/3 of the internet. So that is a very big problem because I gotta be honest, you know, it's a lot of power for a few people. And personally, if I owned a company, I would want to do what's best for the company, and saying, even against my will, is this better? Is this for the greater good? You know, and I have done that a lot. So the WP governance program attempts to sort of fix that. And I really commend Matt Mullenweg for doing this, because I think they know that there needs to be more. They say final decision-making authority. So that is something interesting that I would like to see go on. But ultimately, I think WordPress.org is in a great direction. I am not a fan of WordPress.com, just because it's like kind of like a weaker version of WordPress, and it doesn't really offer the value that WordPress.org offers. And WordPress wants to make money, you know, so I get it. You know, it's all about money. In the end of the day, it's all about making money. You know, let's be honest, you know. Everyone's doing something to make money, you know, like that's just how it goes. So anyways, that's the WP governance program. Be sure to check it out. Next is Elementor acquires Layers WP. Now, this is a theme website, and they offer pretty much, well, they were offering paid themes, and now they offer free themes. Have I ever used any of these themes before? I haven't. I gotta say, I haven't used any of these themes before. So if you want to check them out, layerswp.com. It looks like they're offering a few themes. You know, and I guess Elementor bought them because I feel like maybe they wanted to do something better. I heard, though, that if you use these themes, you get a discount for Elementor Pro. I'm not sure about that, but that's just something that I've heard. You know, you got the rumors going around the Facebook and stuff like that, you know, so you know how that is. Next and lastly is something that I want to talk about, and I'm going to address, and I'm going to talk about why companies need this information. Now, I did see other videos and other blog posts about people saying, oh, GoDaddy's a spy, and they're doing this, and blah, 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 blah. Now, let's be honest. GoDaddy is massive. I mean, they have more websites and domains than any other company in the world. So when I see people saying, oh, it's a bad thing that they're spying on you, they're not spying on you. They're trying to get information to help improve their service. So technically, basically what happened was that GoDaddy put a piece of JavaScript that basically monitors the uptime, monitors the performance, monitors everything the site's doing. And they did this in an attempt to sort of better their servers, their price, to see what's working. So I do believe that GoDaddy did this in an attempt to sort of improve their service and well-being, not to spy on it's like, okay, what site are you running? Oh, what kind of site is that? It's a porn website. You know, whatever they're running, that's their decision. And GoDaddy isn't going to intervene and say, well, you're running a pornography website, we're going to take it down. No, not unless it's in their terms of service. They've done nothing wrong. But I truly believe that they've done this because they are bigger than any other company. And I think that they need this feedback. I mean, companies pay millions of dollars for feedback. And I think that this right here is just an attempt to sort of help the company get more information about their customers and their product. But they did ultimately take it down because a few blogs out there, they said that this was not okay, and GoDaddy responded by saying, okay, you know, this was just an experimental beta, you know, we're not doing anything bad or illegal, and then they stopped right away. So I mean, maybe they stopped right away because they just didn't want the heat, you know, the media heat, and you know how that goes. But that was something that I saw recently. But you know, personally, if I own a company that big, I'd probably do the same thing. You know, if I own a company that owned more than like 10 million domains, I mean, how do you monitor that? I mean, how do you monitor the success and the performance of all your domains and your servers? I mean, their servers must be as big as a football field. I mean, they must be lined up because they have a lot of domains. So that is something that I saw that that I want to give my opinion about. So let me know what you think about WordPress.org. Let me know what you've heard about the news. We are in January 21st, and that is basically some of the news and all the information that I've heard about. If you want to let me know anything, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all later.